Congratulations! You just bought your first 2024 Maserati Grecale SUV. And this might be your first Maserati ever, and you have no clue what's going on. Even worse, well, you've owned previous year Maseratis, and you have no clue what's going on. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video where we're doing a how-to Grecale in 2024. We did this for the previous model year 2023 Grecale when the model was first introduced, and now this is the second year in, and I know it's taken me forever. We're already halfway through the year, and I'm finally doing a how-to Grecale 2024 with some new tips and tricks that I've learned since that 2023 model year. I want to show you guys, new owners and people shopping the Grecale, on how much the Maserati design language and technology has changed, and really just kind of walk you through a couple of things just in case maybe your dealer didn't necessarily go through everything, or your sales specialist was, somewhat busy, or something happened where they weren't able to properly deliver the car to you. So I want to show you some things that could help you get this thing on the road and just function with the Grecale when it comes to the 2024 model year. So with that said, we're here at Maserati Daytona Beach. I want to show off this Grecale GT behind us here today. Now, when I go over these things, I'm not going in any specific order or any specific fashion, just kind of what comes to my head we're gonna go with. So I figured we start right off the bat with the key fob. This is a new key fob that you guys have probably gotten used to over the past year or so. But again, for people new to Maserati or are, previous owners, they don't necessarily know this key fob as well. So it's pretty simple to the point. Lock, right there. Unlock, right there. Double tap for the trunk to go up. Oh, hold on, let me do that again. There we go, trunk to go up. And then, I'm not gonna do this one, but this is the panic button. I don't wanna cause a bunch of racket. That is it. Now, this key fob battery could die. And there's kind of something that you need to know in case it does die, because this is an E-latch, which means it's electric, which means if the battery dies, this latch does not work. But there is a key ring here that you guys will actually use by pulling this apart right here at the top. I'm going to show you that in just a second. You have to remove this little plastic cover. That's not the actual key ring, put it in. This is a plastic cover, and then you put the key in to get inside of the vehicle if the battery is dead. Let me show you that. So since this is kind of a two-hand task, what I want to show you is there's a divot right here at the top. All right, you pull that, right? And then you pull this up. So it's two hands. Pull this, pull that, and there's your physical key right there. All right, so then we take this physical key, and you can see under there, again, that little plastic piece, it actually comes out. So I think you do it like this, and I think you kind of like twist it or grab it. Yeah, twist it. There we go. And you see, now, whoops, there's the plastic cover for the key. And then you actually have right there the mechanical lock to get inside. So then all you would do is plug this in right under here. Bam, see that goes in there, twist. Well, hold on. Yeah, there you go, twist, and there we go. Now it's unlocked. All right, just like that. So again, it's just a learning curve, and just in case your key fob battery dies, that's probably something that you might need to know. Now, while we're on the subject of the car battery dying, well, if you ever need to jump your Grecale, well, that's how you unlatch the hood here. And then for most Maseratis, you're gonna swipe from the right to the left for opening up. See, swipe right to the left. All right, I know that can get frustrating. And then right here, battery terminal right here, hook that up. There's your negative right there. So in case you were wondering, you need to jump it, battery terminal there, negative there, you should be good to go. Now, I know that that's common knowledge for a lot of people, but some people don't necessarily know, especially looking for a negative. They might not know. Plug the red one in, plug the black one in. All right, simple as that. Now, also, while we're under here talking about the battery there, remember, this is a hybrid system, so we actually have a battery to help with turbo lag, all right, and performance. Now, this, obviously, you're not gonna do anything with this. This is gonna be your windshield wiper fluids right here, where you will top that off or fill it up, and then cool it on both sides here. Don't mess with that unless you already know, you know, about coolant. So do your research or have somebody else do it. Other than that, that's going to conclude under the hood. This is going to be for your daily, everyday user, not going into too many mechanical details when it comes down to here. Now, you've made it inside of the Grecale, right? But yeah, there's no battery, or, you know, your key fob battery is dead and all that, and you close the door and you're like, crap. The electric, you know, the electric button here is the E-latch won't work, you know, for me to open up the door. How do I get out? There's actually down here a mechanical switch here, all right, and that latch will actually open up the door for you. Now, what I've been told is you don't want to necessarily use that when the battery is up and running, and, you know, obviously for some reasons it doesn't like it. It doesn't like communicating with the battery and all that kind of stuff. That is what I've been told. So only if your battery is dead or whatnot and you can't get out, this is for emergencies only, where you will pull this to open up the door. Other than that, if your battery and stuff is working as ours is, you just use the E-latch. But just a little bit of know-how. Now, say that, hey, we jumped the car, everything is good, but our key fob battery is dead. How do we communicate with the car in order to start it? Because the car needs to know that the key fob is in here, but if the key fob battery is dead, how do we do that? How do we start the car and go? We got battery, we're ready, key fob's dead. There's an RF transmitter right here in the armrest. Right down there, you guys will see our bat signal, all right, the trident there with the wavelengths, letting us know that if we put our key fob there, it will communicate with the RF transmitter there, and we can put our foot on the brake and start it up, and we're to life. Now, obviously this car has full battery, there's no problems here, but this is how it would happen in case your battery was dead on the key fob, and then obviously if the battery is dead on the actual car, we would actually go jump it and do that I showed you there. So just a couple of things to note. Now I want to show you something about the fuel tank or fuel door in the fuel door. When you are getting fuel, again, some people know this, a lot of people probably know this, but for those who don't, bear with us, all right? We got it here. So you don't scratch the paint while you are filling up your Grecale and letting this dangle, maybe the wind is catching it and banging it. There is a little holder, or holster, shall I say, right there for your cap, all right? Just, again, I wanna go over all the details. There you are. You can fill up safely, put this back, and then you're ready to get back on the road. Now, you did see us use the key fob here to double tap and open up the trunk, right? You can also double tap and close the trunk. Now, that's not the only way you can do it, because if we go inside of the Grecale, it's not on the door. Look up, and you guys will see we have a trunk release button right up top here. Press that. There it goes. Now, while it's up, let's program the actual height, the raised height, because this might be a little bit high if you're in your garage or maybe even a parking garage with low ceilings, and you don't want your Grecale banging the ceiling. So what we're gonna do is pull it down a little bit, all right? Just kind of where we want it, but kind of noticeable, so now you know it's quite lower than it was before when it raised. And then we're gonna hold the raised button for the release here, okay? When we hold it, we should hear a couple of beeps. All right, we got 2 beeps and the lights flash. So that means that we should be able to close it and then safely open it to that exact height once we go to open the trunk again. Now, we'll use a different way because we use the key fob we use inside. You actually have a button right underneath here as well. Do that, it should only open up a little bit. And there you go. So you guys can see, now it's not at its full extended height, and just to prove that, there we go, that's where we were before. So that is how you program the trunk height. Now, while we're in the trunk, we got a couple of things we can do. So, as you guys will see, we do have privacy shades here. I can pull that up and it hooks right in there, and then we can cover this up. But we need more space. We got a privacy shade here and a privacy shade here. How do we get these out of here? All right, so pull that back, and then this lever here, you're gonna wanna pull it right here and then pull out. And then there you go. One-handed, now you got more space. Same up here, so you got a lever here, all right, so that will push there. Then you have this kind of like little button right here that if you, and I'm not gonna be able to do this with one hand, there we go, do it like that, then it's all set. Now, without me dropping it, but you guys will see that it comes off pretty easily for extra space. So when we talk about extra space, we're gonna put this stuff over here with the other stuff, And now we really want to take this thing on a road trip, all right? But I mean, we don't necessarily need the bag seats, all right? So what we're gonna do is fold them down. You can see 40, 20, 40 split by doing that. Now, it's not all the way flat, but it's pretty decent, all right? So you guys will see the seats are down, and now look at all the space we have in the Grecale. About 56 cubic feet of space when it comes to the rear. Now, as you guys will also see, we do have a nice mat here, cargo mat. Underneath this, we have a couple of things. Clause 4, we'll show you our tire inflate kit here. And it has it in a nice little tray, which is really cool. I'm not gonna show you how to inflate the tire, but that is there, all right? And then you have a little extra storage on each side. You also have your tow hook, screwdriver here, and you're wondering where your battery is. It's underneath here, all right? So with it being on a Giorgio platform, just like the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, got a nice 50-50 weight distribution, battery in the back. Now, battery is cool. Where's our fuse box at? Take a look to the right. If I can pull it here and kind of finagle it out, let's see. It's tough. Do it with one hand. I'm gonna just kind of let you guys see in there. There's the fuse box, so I don't break the clips. But there's the fuse box right there, just in case you need to get inside of there. But it's a little tougher to get out, especially with one hand. I'll probably do that with two hands. So, functional trunk when it comes to the rear. If you want to just close it, press it here. If you want to close it and lock it, press it here. Now, while we do have seat controls, you will see that we have our backrest. We have moving forward and back with the full seat, and then we have our lumbar support here. Now, in other Grecale models with the sport seats, you will have the extra thigh support where you will pull here, and you will actually have the extra thigh kind of cushion kind of pop out and have that thigh support. You will also see underneath here that we have our electric parking brake. And then right here, we have our telescopic steering wheel too. And if I want to move the steering wheel back and forth and up and down, I would do it by pressing this here and then pulling it down. You guys will see, I'll go back a little bit. So see, now it's going up, now it's going down, and then push it, and now it's going back, and now it's going forward. All right, so I know that's kind of blended in. They did a good job at hiding it, really, in my opinion. Now let's talk about some controls when it comes to our actual MIA system and comfort screen. MIA being the Maserati Intelligent Assistant, which is our infotainment screen up top, 10.25 inches, and then our 8-inch touchscreen here, which is our comfort screen, which does all of the comfort things, shall we say. So there's a lot to break down here. So let's first start on how we shift gears in this car. So what does that mean? That means we're currently in park. If I put my foot on the brake and press this R right here in between both screens, we are now in reverse. If I press this here, we are in neutral. If I press this here, we are in drive to move forward. If I press it again, we're in drive manual mode where, you know, you can kind of control your own shifts there. It's kind of a little bit more, you know, aggressive when it comes to your throttle response and controlling the RPMs, which you would do through your power shifters here. All right, so put it in park. And then on the right hand side here, we have our volume controls for our radio. We don't want any copyright, so we're gonna mute that just by pressing the button right underneath. All right, and then in the center here, you will see our climate controls where we can control our heated seats. If we had a different spec with different seats, we would have cooled seats. We could also have sport seats where we can adjust the bolstering and tighten it on the sides for us or loosen it on the sides for us as well. Now you will see our climate controls here on the sides here, but we can do a couple of things. We can do auto, all right, we can do our run through, we can do our sync for our dual zone climate control. I want to turn that down because this is basically the max, right? So I can actually press it here. There's another way I can do that, which I'll show you guys in a moment. Oh, there we go, sorry, turn that all the way off. And then there's a couple other things we can do, like we can change, see that, where it's going, all right, by pressing these buttons here, feet, just straightforward, everything like that. We can also do where we can turn it up or down depending on how we want the climate here. But we also have the smart gestures here where we can drag up at any point and change the temp, drag down, change the temp. We can change the fan speed by dragging right or dragging left. So that's good to do if you're just trying to do it on a whim really quickly and you're not looking necessarily at the screen to see the actual number. You just know you want to change it. So there's that there. Our seats here, we want to do any memory seats there. We can do that by doing 3 different driver memories. All right, and again, if you have the sports seats, you would change your bolstering and everything here as well. You also have your ambient lighting, but we don't have it on this specific model. We don't have an option out, but you would be able to change your ambient lighting here. Now, keep in mind that you also have a couple things like your clock. Your clock not necessarily just being your clock, because your clock is right here, all right? But you can also make it your compass is right here. You can make it your pedal meter, pressing on the brake, you see that? And it will show up here. Or your G meter, all right? If I were to actually take off, I can't do that here, but you will see the G's and the G forces there. So you can do a couple of things there as well. Now when it comes to the bottom, we have our max front and rear for our climate controls. Right here, that is our parking sensors. That is our start stop button. All right, and then that's our hill descent control. And we can turn off our traction here. All right, so that's the gist of it. Now let's talk about something else pretty important. Some of the most basic things you may look over are your lighting controls. Yes, how you control your lights. We know that this is a hazard button right here. This is how you control your lights, all right? So you have to do it through the screen. You have it on auto, and it shows it's on auto. So if I do that, I got our headlights on and our running lights, our LED running lights. Right there, just the LED running lights, and there, everything completely off, all right? So that's how you control your lights, all right? So if you want full lights and hazards, just like that, all right? So just keep that in mind when you are looking for your lighting controls. They are not on your steering wheel stock. They're actually right here. Now, while this looks like just phone storage, if you have the option, this is actually a wireless charger, which you would place your phone here to charge it. Also in here, you have a USB 2.0, USB-C with extra storage, and obviously your cup holders here. Now for your glove box here, you actually have a lock where you can lock your glove box there, but you can just do the normal press right here, and you guys will see deep inside of the glove box too. Now, if you look up, you guys will see a bunch of different controls. Now, we already been through our trunk release there as well, but we also have our floodlights there. We have our dome lights, SOS, assist button as well. So we have it all stowed up here. Now, we also have our home link right here for our garage door opener. If we want to program that to our garage door, which you would need the user manual to do so, you can open your garage door and do 3 different presets depending on how many houses or how many garages you have. If you have a multi-garage, door house, with 3 garage doors, well, you can program all 3 there. So good thing to have. So Maserati's MIA infotainment system, or basically Uconnect 5. This has been in Stellantis products since 2021, I believe, 2022. So this is not new. So I won't be going over this because you guys have seen this in Maseratis. You've seen them in Alfa Romeos like the Tonale. You've seen them in Dodge products, Chrysler products, all that stuff. What I will say is to get to your rear view camera, so you don't have to just put it in reverse. You can actually go here as well. If you have more options on your specific vehicle, the GT, we have pretty base options on this specific model. You will have more stuff there, but vehicle there, and then rear view camera, just to show you guys that. So, just in case you're sitting in a parking spot, you need to do that. But there's all kinds of stuff here. But again, this is one of those things to where, you've seen this in all of the models, not anything specific to go over, but e-hybrid, because there is a battery here. So yeah, the Grecale is technically a hybrid, but it's not. That's a whole nother story. Now, there's one thing I want to show you guys in this setup, using Amazon Alexa for Maserati here. It's the wake up word. I haven't shown this in a long time, but since I'm doing a how-to, we go to vehicle there, we go to voice, as you guys will see. Wake up word is currently off, but if I click on that and I go to Hey Maserati, now we have the wake up word, so let's use it. Hey Maserati, take me to Starbucks.
Starbucks. This is everything I found. Which do you want?
Starbucks, 1900 West International Speedway Boulevard, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Starbucks, 1900 West International Speedway Boulevard, Daytona Beach, Florida. Want that one?
Yes.
Okay, preparing.
Now
Navigation started.
Now we're going to Starbucks, guys. Now with that, you can not just do GPS, you can listen to music, you can change the fan speed of the HVAC system, you can change the radio station, all that. So let's try one more time. Hey Maserati, I want to increase the fan speed.
I've increased the fan speed.
Now we're gonna get a little bit more AC in here. Hey Maserati, I want to listen to music. Now it's got me on my radio stations. So again, it's really cool, really intuitive, and again, it's obviously something that a lot of cars do these days. But I just want to show you that you can do that inside of your Grecale GT. This is the problem. Getting from an old Maserati into this is kind of like, wow, overwhelming. And if you were to be like, say, in a competitor like Porsche Macan, you're used to a lot of buttons and stuff like that. Maserati has tried to simplify a lot of things, and they do a great job at it. I think they did a really good job with the steering wheel and the infotainment here. We got 33 inches of screen real estate. They did a good job at kind of, you know, putting everything where it needs to be without being too much at one spot and being too overwhelming. But again, it's a learning curve for a lot of people. So great steering wheel here with aluminum paddle shifters. These paddle shifters you never have to use unless you want to control the shifts in your vehicle. All right, upshift, downshift. You can go into just shifting and it will be drive manual. All right, so it'll be like an automatic manual, or you can go into full manual by pressing this button, and then you're in control of the upshifts and downshifts when driving the vehicle. You do have radio control buttons on the back right here in between, so you can see that kind of toggle there. Turn up and down the radio. All right, so you can do that from changing the station here and turning up and down the volume on the radio there. You do have your stocks right here. Now, this is for lighting controls, but you also can press this in, and that will be for driver assistance. But since we don't have that specific driver assistance package on it, it does not work on this specific model. Now, on this side, you also have your rear wiper. You press that in, and your rear windshield wiper is going to go on that side, all right? So you have those as well with, obviously, the windshield washer controls there on that side. Then, looking at the steering wheel, obviously, you got your horn right here in the middle. Start, stop button. All of them are blue in 2024. They used to be only blue on the Trofeos in 2024. And then your drive mode selector. You have different drive modes. Now, again, this depends on the model. The Trofeo has the most drive modes, but for the GT, we have comfort mode, as you guys will see here. All right, twist it again, and then we go into GT mode, a little bit more aggressive. All right, and then twist it again, and we go into sport mode. This is going to be the most aggressive out of them, and you're going to get the most out of the vehicle when driving comes in, and the driving dynamics in the field. All right, so keep that in mind as well. Let's get into the nitty gritty of what we have here though. Now on the left hand side, we have a couple controls. On the right hand side, more driver assistance controls and a couple of blank buttons because we don't have every driver assistance package here. So basically cruise control and everything is on this side, so you can easily set that. You guys, that's probably pretty self-explanatory when it comes to that. And sorry for the glare. With the glare, because these are backlit buttons, it doesn't show as well as I would like to. So only drawback to having backlit buttons. Now, on the left-hand side, it's a little bit more interesting because we have our hands-free buttons for our phone calls, all right? But we also have the ways to control what's on this infotainment screen. So if I wanted to change the layouts here, well, what I'm gonna have to do is press menu here, all right? And then it's gonna show me on the left-hand side, recent calls or cluster for my quick actions. I'm gonna press the down button and I'm gonna go to cluster layout. I'm gonna hit okay. And now I have 3 different cluster layouts to choose from. So I'm going to go down and go to evolved. All right, and now I have the evolved cluster. I'm gonna go back down and go to relax. And now I have the relax set up. So there's a couple different things you can do to change that. Now also, if I wanted to go back, I'm just gonna press that menu there, and now I'm back to the main screen. Now I can also change what's over here on this side as far as the information that we see. And as you guys can see, we can see the temperature and the date. So before I do that, let's just press up and down and change what's in the middle. So you guys can see I can change whatever I have here. Whoops, let me go back because that's full navigation. So I can put my navigation there. So when I was going to Starbucks, I would see it there. But then if I want to change what's actually over here, I'll press this. And now you can see that I have information here that will show up. Let me go back. There we go. So you can see I can go in between nothing, music, and the actual temperature and everything there. So a couple different things you can do depending on how you have your layout here. Let's go to cluster layout and go to evolved. Now you can see I got a little bit more here. All right, and then if I press this again, you'll see that I have the kind of dial here instead, because I have the evolved layout and that the little music thing there as well. And then again, the temperature and date. So there's a bunch of different things you can do when it comes to setting up this infotainment, depending on how you want everything set up. You just press the arrows, press OK, press menu. Now let's look at the rear of the Grecale, because we did fold down the seats. All right, so there's a way we get it up, right? Well, you just easily lift it. Actually, there's a button here to fold them down, but they don't necessarily like lock in place. See, I can easily just like that. All right, so fold them down just like that. So I like that they don't lock in place, because you can do that one-handed when you do get in and out of your Grecale. So it's pretty simple, pretty to the point. All right, and then obviously if you wanted to just fold down the middle seat, you would take this here, pull up. Now our middle seat is down. All right, so I had the cup holder down, which is why I was down for the armrest, but that is how you do your center feed through as well. I mean, basically for the rear, it's pretty self-explanatory. Your button to get out here, your electronic latch is here. All right, and then obviously right underneath here you have your USB-C and USB 2.0 plugins and some HVAC vents, extra storage here. The back of the Grecale GT is pretty to the point, but again, I can fold this seat up from this side without using the trigger on the other side and make it easy just by doing that. Now, if I wanted to get it down, we know that that trigger is over here to put it down. But again, since it doesn't lock in place, it makes it easy. Now, there was one thing I did mention, and I did say that this is a mild hybrid because it does have a battery, all right, 48 volt. And a lot of people ask when they get in these Grecales, what is this? What is that? That is actual ventilation for your battery. Your battery is stored way underneath here, and this actually helps it breathe, all right, to get some ventilation there to help keep it cool. So you don't want to obstruct that, you know, you don't want to put things in front of it and block the airflow there, because it actually keeps your battery cool. So I know a lot of people ask, what is this? What does this do? It is just an air vent for your battery. Now again, a little unorthodox, little all over the place, but as I saw it, I just explained it to you guys, showed off what I knew about the Grecale for the 2024 model year. Again, a few things small here and there are going to vary between the GT base model, which we have here today, the Modena, which is the middle spec, and then the Trofeo top level trim, because some come with more options. Like, for example, we got air suspension, different ambient lighting, and seat bolstering and things like that, thigh support. So it just depends on the model. There might be a couple of extra things you can add on to do to each one. But for the most part, I kind of saw it as a little unorthodox, but I just explained it how I saw it and went over what I knew. But what I'm going to do for you guys is there is a digital owner's manual which you can view from your phone or online or whatnot. I will drop in the description below, so you guys will have the 300 pages it has of everything about the Grecale, so you guys will know all the details that will take me 3 hours to go over when it comes to the fine print. So I will drop that in the description below for you guys, so you guys can see some things that I might not be able to answer, that some of us might not even know, and some that just might be a little difficult to explain on camera. So I'll definitely do that for you guys. But hopefully this was a good start for, you know, new Grecale owners, and for, you know, people who are shopping the Grecale and they want to see some things that it's capable of in the 2024 model year, and also for previous year Maserati owners who don't know anything about this design language because it's only 2 years old. Hopefully this video did it for you. And in case anyone was wondering, this Bianco Astro Grecale GT with the Nero interior, all right, is going to be $71,810 after that $69,900 base price. The only option on here is the accessories in the back. So that means your Grecale luggage compartment mat, luggage compartment net, first aid roadside kit, the microfiber cloth, the valve stem caps, and the golf umbrella. That's it. There are no additional options on this car. So how come we went from $69,900 to $71,810? Well, we have an $1195 destination charge and preparation. Well, that's $300 for the preparation and delivery. So this is it. base as you can get, this is where you're gonna start for the Grecale GT in the 2024 model year. So just in case you guys were wondering, it's all here. But make sure you guys check the link in the description for Maserati Daytona Beach, and you guys can see the full listing of this car. Keep in mind, you do have a 4-year, 50,000 mile new car warranty for this thing as well, with 24-hour roadside assistance. All right, so Maserati Grecale owners and Maserati experts, sound off. How did we do? What did we miss? Drop those down in the comments below, because Maserati clients, Maserati owners, Maserati enthusiasts want to know about the Grecale and some things that we might have missed in this breakdown. So with that said, let us know what you've learned over the years about this car, and hopefully we did everything okay as far as letting you know everything that I knew about the Grecale GT. So with that said, drop those comments down below, and if you guys did enjoy the video today, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys check the links in the description. If you want to help further support the channel, check out this car if you guys want to buy it from Maserati Daytona Beach. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.